You're listening to the A3K Network on Anime3000.com.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Manga Corner here on Anime3000.com. We're here today with Colton from Life Lessons, a Gintama podcast.
Again.
Yes, he's our co-host. And I'm JD Banks, your host as well. So, today we're going to be talking about the quick and the dead. Beat Dad.
That got pretty morbid pretty fast.
Yeah, really fast. That dot, right? Well, today we're going to have a couple picks about our loved dads. They should get the greatest dad cup thing that they usually give out to dads, I guess. And the other ones are the ones that you wish you can push off the cliff or shoot them or something. So, if they haven't done that already, actually.
Not just a cliff, the cliff.
The cliff. Okay. Okay, so first we're going to talk about the quick dads. Dads that are on their game. They're fast in action, fast to talk about their kids and be around for their kids. That's why they're the quick dads. So, I guess we both have different picks, and mine's actually from a shoujo, and Colton's is from a shonen. So, actually, Colton, Would you like to go first?
I would have to pick, cause I didn't really have a lot to choose from, cause let's face it, how many good dads are there in anime and manga? Let's be honest. I think this was a pretty easy pick. I picked, Maze Hughes from Fullmetal Alchemist. I mean, come on. How can you say that this guy isn't a good dad? I mean, yeah, he's the kind of dad that never shuts up about his daughter and how cute she is, and he's also the kind of guy that, carries pictures of his daughter in his wallet, and he probably has like 16 pictures, and he's just constantly shoving his wallet in other people's faces like, hey, look at my daughter, isn't she cute? She's going to be 6.5 years old today, isn't she cute? And that's kind of mostly what his shtick is throughout the series. Say what you want about Hughes and how long he was actually a character in the series, but you can't say that Hughes isn't a good dad. I mean, yeah, sure, he talks about his daughter a lot, and he's kind of annoying when he does that, and he probably spoils his daughter like shit, and I'm surprised Gracia doesn't grow up to be just a spoiled brat. He's just, there's not really much else to say. I mean, he's just a good dad. He's just a very likable character. Like, there's, I think maybe the only thing that people could try and say against Hughes would be that, he was involved in the Ishvalan War when all of that was going on, in the character's past. But even then, the soldiers were just doing their job, and it's not like they were killing all of those people because they wanted to. But I'm going off the rails here.
But nothing like a good dad except, having pics of your kids and showing them to everyone. Look at my daughter, look at my son, look at my cats. That's like the good caretaker right there. It's like, you want everybody to know that this is what, came out of me.
Well, I mean, I can kind of understand that, but at the same time, I could see it, being really fucking annoying for most people. But I think that just shows just how much he loves his daughter. And at the end of the day, you really can't say anything bad about Hughes.
Yeah. People who carry around like pictures of their kids and stuff, and then especially like the grandkids and stuff, and then they just want to talk to you all day about that, and you're just like, okay, I'm getting annoyed.
Which he does.
I'm getting annoyed. You have a job to do, and yet we're talking about your kids. Okay, wow. But
like,
oh yeah.
I was gonna say, like, so some of his funniest bits in Fullmetal Alchemist, no matter which version of the show you watch or read or whatever, is that, like, his his best bits are when he's talking to Roy Mustang on the phone, and you think it's supposed to be an important conversation about, what's going on in Central, and everything's kind of fishy lately. I think these guys are up to something, and yada yada yada, and then just randomly cut to, hey, by the way, it's my daughter's birthday. Would you like to come over?
It's like, we're trying to save the world from evil creatures using alchemy. Why are we talking about your children's stupid birthday party?
but then again, nothing beats tiny mini skirts.
Oh no, yeah. I think that our hating on harems episode really got to that.
Well, I mean, it wasn't even really harem-y. It was just Mustang being funny because, yeah. But anyway. Yeah, I don't know. I think Hughes overall is not just a great dad, but even though he doesn't really get to do much, I think he's just a great character in general.
Yeah, he's kind of that cool guy you want to have a beer with or something.
Yeah, like when he's not constantly talking about his daughter, he's actually a pretty cool guy, and he's, really friendly. He gets along with a lot of people, and he's just a kind person in general.
Yeah. And it's kind of funny because, like, a lot of people, if you meet, especially, like, your friends that are older or whatever, and they become parents, and then they become so boring. Like, they become, like, kids and stuff like that. Kind of the opposite. I know it's the anime world and manga world, but it's really refreshing to have a character who does have kids, and it's not like, oh, God, my kids. I love them, but... but
yeah, he's never down about his kids or his kid. He just loves his kid and wants to do anything they can for him. And he's, unlike most dads in anime, he's actually there for his kid and, throwing her birthday parties and stuff and actually spending time with them and stuff, which isn't really something you see a lot of dads do in anime or manga.
Well,
unfortunately.
In a lot of anime manga, you don't really see the parents in general. They come out, like, later on to ruin the plans of something, usually. But yeah, that's dads that are there for their kids and stuff. That's awesome. And I do have a dad that's there for his kid all the time, even when it comes down to hollows and things of that nature. I wonder who that could be. Isshin Kurosaki. It is Ichigo Kurosaki's dad from Bleach. And he's awesome because not only is he there for his kids, he has 3 kids, Ichigo being the oldest and the only son, he always fights his son, which I think it's funny, but he's doing it to make him stronger both physically and mentally. So it's not like he's like, I'm gonna beat your ass and, you can't do anything about it. That's it. It's, I'm angry, I'm drunk or something like that. No, it's not that kind of reason. It's a different kind of reason.
Yeah, I was just thinking that, like, yeah, at least with Isshin, yeah, he's not just beating the shit out of Ichigo because he can and he has some kind of superiority complex. Oh, you think you're better than me? You think you're better than me, Ichigo? Punch you in the face.
Remember, there's always someone out there bigger and stronger than you. And then you gotta fight them. And you better not lose because the world depends on it. Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah, I really like him because not only is he, like, happy-go-lucky, but he's also works through losing his wife, Ichigo's mom. And that's also a big deal. Yeah. Like, it seems like Ichigo hasn't gotten really past it, but Isshin has had to get past it to support his kids as a doctor and running his own clinic and everything. So it's really neat to see, like, someone who's not just there for their kids, but also trying to make them better, and then also looking out for other things around them, but still being there for their kids. So I really like that about Isshin.
I kind of sort of disagree. Not on the fact that, he's there for his kids. You mentioned that, he's kind of had to get past his wife, her being dead, but isn't there like a scene in the very first episode or chapter where, he mentions his wife in passing, and then he suddenly starts crying in front of, like, this just giant portrait of his wife and just calling out.
I don't really take it so seriously because it's like this gigantic, like, almost wall-like image of his wife. And he's like, my my kids and stuff like that. And it's just there for comedic effect. Of course he loves his wife.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But you see, he didn't go through, like, you don't see him going through this complete depression or anything. You just see him, yeah, he might cry, but I mean, his life doesn't stop right there since his wife died. His life doesn't stop. He's still there for his kids. So that's what I mean, getting through it.
Okay.
Because if he didn't, he would be still stuck doing nothing, just mourning. Okay, and you can't do anything.
Okay, that makes sense. I didn't think about it like that, but yeah, I thought that scene was funny.
It's there for comedic relief. That's all. I mean, of course, it's something sad or whatever, but I think that Ichigo, though, it's a little different because he was actually there when his mother died, and he was really young, so he felt powerless. Yeah. And of course, Isshin felt powerless too. He literally was powerless. And if you are on the manga series, later on in the manga series, I'm not gonna give any spoilers, but you'll learn more about Isshin's wife's death, and why it had to happen. So, I think that if you are reading the manga series, you definitely will learn more about how cool Isshin really is, even more so than the very beginning of the series. So,
I'm not going to go on a big thing because, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Personally, I dropped Bleach after a while. I mean, I read a lot of it though, but I think I might have dropped it right before they started delving into that backstory or whatever. I mean, personally, it's not that I hate Bleach. I'm just, after a while, I kind of got over it, but I will give Bleach this, is that backstory actually did seem pretty interesting, you know, when I actually took the time to kind of skim through it, just because I was curious about what was going on.
Yeah, I think that Bleach, I think this is one of the things that Kubo does, is that he kind of just takes a little bit of everything from everywhere and just puts it in the story. And then it's just like, okay, I know that you want to use guns in this series, but you started off with swords and the whole idea of traditional Japanese, like, outfits and stuff like that, and hierarchy and whatnot. And then you suddenly went into these guns things and stuff like that later on in the series. I'm like, I know you did zombie powder, dude, and it had guns and it was like a Western, but this is not a Western. This is more modern. So...
Actually, I really wish he went back to doing zombie powder. I actually really liked that.
Ooh, I actually bought the first manga at this place near my house, and it was only like $5 or $3, I think. So I was like, yes, I got it for really cheap. And I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it really sucks because that series, I think, had a very abrupt ending. It's only like 4 volumes, but yeah, I mean, from what I've read all of it. But I haven't read it in like years. I think I bought this back in like middle school when Borders was still a thing. But from what I remember liking it. But now that I've gone through like 400 chapters of Bleach, I feel like my judgment is going to be clouded as soon as I start reading Zombie Powder. Like, Colton, don't like it too much. It's the guy that made Bleach. You don't like Bleach.
You know what though? I think I have like I really love Bleach because, especially the anime series, because I know it's going to sound really geeky to me, but one time, I had finals, and this is in college. I had finals, and I only had like a week to finish my finals. And if you're an art major, it's really different from being a science major, because science major, you just study, and maybe you can guess, and maybe you can get the answer right, maybe. But art, you actually have to produce something, or else you just get 0. So I was just like, oh, I have to make something. Oh, shit. And I was like, I'm gonna procrastinate into the last second. And I did that by watching Bleach for 3 days. I watched like over 100 episodes of Bleach. And I was like, well, everyone keeps talking about this show, I might as well just watch it. So I went and watched over 100 episodes in 3 days. But I still managed to finish all my assignments, get A's on all my tests, and get A's in all my classes at the end. So I was like, wow, I'm probably better at last minute things than I am at things from way, way, way in the future. So
are you saying you work better under procrastination?
Sometimes.
Aren't you a teacher?
Well, yeah, I am a teacher.
It's just funny to hear you say, oh, I procrastinate, but I still got my stuff done, but you're a teacher. And it's just funny to hear that, because I would assume you would find it really annoying when your students procrastinate on homework or something.
I don't care about that. That's their own fault. But like me, like, Japanese kids, they do procrastinate. Like, they'll do their homework in class during English class and then hand it to you at the end of the class. And you're like, dude, you're supposed to do this like a week ago. Oh, no, it's even worse. You're supposed to do it like during summer vacation. So yeah, you get that a lot. But I mean, at work, I don't procrastinate really.
JD, don't be so down on yourself. That doesn't make you weird. It makes you special. You should embrace that.
What kind of special are we talking about?
The good kind of special.
No, it doesn't help me a lot because there's too many things going on in my head, and then you're just like, oh, I'm gonna read manga now, but I should be doing this podcasting. Oh yeah, let's do the podcast and read manga and work on this Illustrator thing at the same time. I did go on Twitter and I did ask people what do they think about their favorite anime and manga dads. Are they deadbeat quick or whatnot? And we do have one from Imran Khan, who was on Manga Corner last year. And he said that his quick or good dads are Forest Hokage from Naruto. And Soichiro Yagami from Death Note. And his... Yeah, totally. He just, I can't even say anything because this would be a spoiler. Shit. I totally agree with that. And then Mr. Koiwai from Yotsubato. I haven't read that yet. I'm waiting to buy it before I read it. But from what I hear, he's...
Yeah, it's one of those series that I constantly hear about, like Cromartie High School, that I just, like, I want to read it, though, to be fair, I want to read Cromartie more. But I do want to read Yotsuba at some point.
Me too. Okay, so we're gonna move on to Deadbeat Dads. The quick and the Deadbeat Dads. Deadbeat Dads. And actually, Colton, you have a very famous Deadbeat Dad. He's not really deadbeat, it's kind of like not so great.
Yeah, this one's kind of weird depending on how you put it. First off, can I put two honorable mentions? If you want to be technical,
sure,
and talk about like technical definition deadbeat dads, I think I think two good examples would be Dragon and Jing. I never know how to pronounce his name, from Gon's dad from Hunter x Hunter, because I just started Hunter x Hunter, so I'm not sure. I can't really say much. I think I'm literally like 20 episodes in at this point, but I'm going to assume he's not exactly the best kind of dad. I mean, he did kind of leave to be a hunter, but I'm sure there are probably more circumstances to that I just don't know about. But anyway, should probably talk about the dad I actually chose. I'm going to talk about Mr. Son Goku. Yeah, I know. Start sending your hate mail. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Goku. Like, see, I have this weird thing with Goku where, like, all of my closest friends grew up with, like, video game characters. Like, I have a friend who, like, grew up on Zelda, and I have a friend who grew up with Sonic and absolutely loves Sonic. But like, I didn't play a lot of video games as a kid. I think I had, like, an N64 for, like, 2 months before my parents realized that I wasn't playing it, and they just decided to sell it.
God, that's such an awesome system.
I know, but I had like 2 games, like literally 2. I had Pokemon Snap and I had like a Rugrats game, and Pokemon Snap I hated.
Rugrats.
It was a game that it was a game that came out around the time that the first Rugrats movie came out. And hey, I love Rugrats. Don't you be talking shit about my Rugrats. But
I'm sorry, I didn't even know they had a video game. I usually watch Angry Video Game Nerd, and I guess it's a good game because he didn't talk about it. So.
Yeah, but let's not go into that. Yeah, but like I've been into Dragon Ball Z since I was like probably before I started going to elementary school. I was pretty young when I was first watching the anime on Toonami, back when Toonami was on at like 4 p.m. Those were the days. But yeah, I pretty much kind of like, I didn't like grow up with Goku necessarily, but Goku was like my icon as a kid. I'm like, oh my god, Goku is so strong and awesome. I want to beat the bad guys like that. Oh my god. Cause that's totally what I sounded like when I was 7. But, I mean, the more, cause, I mean, for anyone who doesn't know, I'm a giant fan of Dragon Ball. I used to do my own podcast for a while, but that kind of ended.
Are you talking about the one with your friends?
Yeah, Another Day, Another Adventure. That one eventually, I kind of eventually stopped doing that just cause it kind of became a chore to get everybody together to record, and I wasn't really talking about anything that no one else out. But, enough about my failed podcast.
It's a practice one.
Okay, okay, sure, let's go with that. But, yeah, the more I talk about Dragon Ball and the more that I explore it, the more I realize that Goku as a character, I mean, it's not like there isn't anything to him, but he's not exactly very deep of a character. He's very surface level. Like, like, whatever he says, and whatever he's thinking is usually whatever he says or is thinking. There's layers to Goku. It's, hey, I like my friend. I care about my friends. I want to fight. I want to see how strong you are. I just want to fight you because I just want to fight you. Oh, and yeah, I also want to protect my friends, but I mean, I don't know. The more I think about Goku and the more I kind of explore his character, I mean, I used to think that, like, and I know I'm going to totally, like, backtrack here and totally defeat my point, but I used to say all the time that, oh yeah, Goku is he's such a bad dad. Oh my god, he's never there for his kid. But then when I think about the course of Z specifically, it's all really circumstantial. Like a lot of the times he's not there for his kids because he's usually either gravely injured or dead. When he fought Raditz with Piccolo, I mean, obviously Piccolo killed him and he ends up dying, and that's part of the reason why Gohan ends up training with Piccolo, is because Goku isn't there to train him to get ready to fight Vegeta and Nappa. Again, it's mostly circumstantial, but at the same time, if I think about it more, I feel like Goku as a person, like, it's not like his friends aren't important, and obviously he cares about his friends and family, but it seems like the more he learns about his race and his heritage and where he comes from, the more that side of him starts to show. And at first, when he fights people like Frieza and Cell and Boo and all that, he's fighting so he can protect his friends, like most shonen main protagonists. But then later, his friends, I feel like, kind of become more of a side point almost. Like, it's just another thing on his checklist. Like, oh, okay, I protected my friends. Check. Show how powerful I am and gauge my opponent's power and fight them just to fight them. Check. Like, I feel like his instincts as a Saiyan kind of take over a little too much with certain battles. And hell, like, I mean, I know, probably all of you listening to this probably know what happens at the end of Z, but I'll try to be vague just in case there haven't been people who probably haven't seen the end of Z.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
underneath the rock.
Yeah, I know, right? But, the reason that I think that he would be more of a deadbeat dad if he weren't in the middle of fighting all of these bad guys is because that basically near the end of the series, he pretty much decides to train just some kid that he literally met like maybe 5 minutes, maybe 2 minutes ago, and maybe fought with for like a minute and a half before he thought, I'm gonna train you. Come on, get on my magic clock. I'm gonna train you. Oh, hey, what about Goku, your friends and family who have been with you for the entire series? Oh, yeah, I saw you 5 years ago, didn't I? I'll just see you again in another 5 years. See ya. Like he just kind of leaves. And that's why I think that Goku doesn't have a chance to be a deadbeat dad up until that point in the series, up until like the very end. Whereas if he weren't busy dying and being injured all the time and letting his friends do the fighting and miserably losing, I think if he had the chance, I don't think Goku would be a very good dad. Like, obviously he cares about his kids and he cares about his family and friends, but like, I don't think at the same time, they're not the first thing on his mind. Like, Goku, like, you think your mind works weird, JD? I'd like to know how Goku's mind works. Like, okay, I care about my friends, but I like this other stuff too, so I'm just gonna, like, put them to the side. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how do you feel about Goku?
I feel like Goku is, well, okay, one, I watched DBZ the first time it came out, you know, and it was a lot different than it is now, because, of course, Americans are going to change it to make him look good.
Yeah.
It's a good dad, you know, and in reality, it's like he kind of dies and leaves his family behind, and yeah, that's not being there for your son, dude, you know? But then at the same time, I also think that, well, if there's no world, you don't have a family, you know, so.
Yeah, exactly.
So I kind of see, it's kind of like a weird balancing act. So he kind of has to put, like, the saving the world ahead from his family. So it's kind of like his own duty that he has to do first. And I think that's kind of a signature of a lot of dads, you know, in anime manga. They usually have to put something before their family. It's not like they choose to because they want to. It's just that they have to. So I think in Goku's situation, it does happen a lot. So.
Well, I mean, I guess it's better than, like, I guess another honorable mention, Yasopp from One Piece, who is Usopp's dad, who just kind of leaves Usopp to join up with the red hair pirates, just cause.
Yeah,
but
really
you know, yeah. I mean, Goku is at least better than that. I mean, at least he's, you know, protecting the Earth and keeping his family safe. But again, I feel like at the same time, if I had more of a chance to show it, I feel like he's probably a lot more negligent of his family and friends than he gets a chance to show, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Which is really weird.
Well, I don't really think that's weird. I just think that's just, he's in his own category in his own way. Well, I do have a deadbeat dad who did choose something over his family, and he could have not chosen it. And maybe some people might disagree, but have you ever heard of the manga series called Kaichousama Maid-sama?
Yes, because Jasmine, my co-host on Life Lessons Ikitama Manga Cast, really likes that show a lot, and she never shuts up about it.
Yes, it's an awesome show. And translates like my president is student council president actually is maid. And it's basically a story about how a girl who kind of has a fear of men, she enters this, recently turned co-ed, high school. And then in her second year, she becomes a student council president. So she kind of controls a lot of the school. And her goal is to turn the school from being just a lot of guys and a few classes of girls to like having a real co-ed school. And the girls aren't afraid of the guys. You know, the guys don't bully the girls so much. So that's her goal. But she's really poor. She just has her mother and her younger sister and herself. And she's really poor. So the dad is absent. Okay, completely absent. And especially in the first season. And she does work as a maid in another town to keep her secret so that nobody can use it as blackmail above her. That she's a maid, which is a very subservient, let's say, occupation, I guess, especially. So she's a maid. She works in a maid cafe, so she wears these cute little maid outfits. She always talks to the customers, and mostly guys. And I'm like, oh, hello, customer. Kind of like, what can I do for you? That kind of thing. And so, of course, she doesn't want anyone to find out about that. And her father is absent. That's why she's working so hard to not just have this job, but also to be the top student in school and be student council president, because she wants to go to a good school and she wants to be able to support her family later on, because her father's not there to do it for them, So her father's name is Sakuya, and he leaves actually the family because he actually gets he takes over a friend's debt. Isn't that stupid? Like, it's like, friend's debt, and I have to go find my friend who ran away, or family.
Yeah, I just...
Yeah.
I just don't know what to choose. I'd probably pick my friend.
Or friend's debt versus making sure my girls don't get a fear of men later on. So it's really weird, like that, just having that there. And it's just like, you chose to leave for your friend, to find your friend. You chose to take on this debt for your friend over your family. So you choose to do that. And especially in, from American standpoint, I guess, that's just so stupid. Like, it's just like, I know he's your best friend or whatever, but unless he's gonna do it for you, you don't have to do it for him.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, especially now when it's so hard to, support yourself financially by yourself, So, yeah. And then now you have 2 kids and a sickly wife. So it's like, okay, dude, you're a deadbeat dad. And I don't care if you want to come back and try to be all like, I want to get back to the family. I did this for your own sake. No. It's for your friend's sake, for yourself. That's self-satisfaction. You are a deadbeat dad. That's it.
Oh, okay, there you go.
So that's my deadbeat dad. So that ends this area that we're at, and now we're going to go to the answers that we got from Twitter from other manga advocates about who their favorite anime and manga dads are. We do have somebody who did mention Ed Sizemore from Twitter. Honestly, I can't think of a great dad in anime and manga. Most are pretty absentee, keyword, absentee. Mm-hmm. And the only one he could think of as a great dad, though, out of all the anime manga he's probably read, is Yotsuba, from Yotsuba. So that's definitely something we definitely gotta pick up soon. Yeah,
we really, I should have read Yotsuba, so I could talk about this more, cause I'd be really interested to see this dad, if he's such a good dad.
Yeah,
Is he better than Hughes? I doubt it.
I think they probably have different situations. I think it depends on the situation, Colton. Yeah.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
But Yotsuba, it's one of the series I want to buy it. I don't want to read it online, or I don't want to read it in Japanese, because abstraction is really hard in Japanese to read. So I want to read it in English. I actually want to buy it. So that's why I haven't read it yet. That's my excuse.
Same.
Okay, so now that we have gone through the quick dads and the deadbeat dads, we're going to play a little game called Dating Profile. We have 3 bachelors and we have 1 bachelorette looking for one of them to date. And maybe you can guess who is who. Okay? So we have a few questions, 3 questions from our bachelorettes. Bachelorette only. There's only 1, so. Okay, to bachelor number 1. I like to defend myself. What could I take in martial arts to defend myself?
Miss Bachelorette, if that's your name, I know this weird old guy that lives with a turtle. You could probably train with him. I mean, yeah, he's a pretty cool guy. I mean, he likes to watch exercise videos all day, so that's why I think he's pretty strong. It's probably part of his regime. But by the way, do you have any food? I'm kind of hungry.
Oh, so Bachelor 1, you want me to train with some old man martial arts, huh?
Yeah, he's totally trustworthy. I mean, he has a lot of, he obviously, knows his stuff. He obviously knows about his, about the female anatomy, cause I've seen his stash of medical books. Lot of naked girls in there, and they're doing a lot of weird stuff, but, yeah, I think he's totally trustworthy. I mean, he trained me, so he obviously has to be a good person.
Okay. Bachelor number 2, same question.
You sound just like my daughter. Well, how about just sitting down and eating some of my food, yeah?
So, okay, food. Alright, everybody likes food for some reason. Bachelor number 3, how about what kind of martial arts should I take? And please don't include food.
Well, I don't know about training in anything, but have you seen this picture of my daughter from when she was 4 years old? I mean, look at this. She's taken a bath and everything, and she has her little rubber ducky, and she's in a cute little metal tin, and she's all naked, and she's just so cute. Look at her with her little rubber ducky. But to answer your question, no, I do not know anyone you could train under.
well, that's interesting. I'm sure she's really cute. Just
She sure is.
just not as cute as me. Now we're going to question number 2. To Bachelor number 1, if you could write a poem for me, what would you say?
Well, the old turtle guy did teach me how to read and write, but sometimes I forget how to write. So I'll try using words. I don't know if I were to come up with a poem, it would probably involve something with bacon. Is bacon a suitable answer?
I did say without food, so no. So I'm going to go to Bachelor number 2. Poem. I know. Roses are red, violets are blue. You should sit down and eat my food. I did say no food, so Bachelor number 3, maybe you can give me answer without any food?
Let's see. Roses are red. Violets are, are you sure you don't just want to see a picture of my daughter again? I mean, come on. Who wouldn't want to take a look at this? Here, take a look at this. This is a picture of my daughter Gracia from 6th birthday party, and she's beating the crap out of a piñata, and it's so cute. Like, here, come on. Like, take a look at it. Just look at it, please.
It's a little violent, isn't it? I mean, beating up a piñata? What does a piñata do to her?
Well, Gracie is so cute when she's violent, though. She likes to pretend that she's a marauder, and she just likes to beat the crap out of people. Wow, my daughter has problems. But that's okay. I still love my daughter, Gracia. I love her so much.
Okay. Last and final question, thank God. To Bachelor number 1. If you were a manga, what would your title be?
Well, I'm not very good at coming up with titles. Oh no, damn it, no. Aw, man, I lost my 4-star ball again. Can you guys wait a second? I gotta go get that. Nimbus! Bye!
Okay, so Bachelor number 1 cleared the building. Okay, so that goes to you, Bachelor number 2. The question, if you were a manga, what would your title be?
It would be Papa wa Chef-sama.
Okay, food again. Wow, I'm guessing you're a chef. Okay, Bachelor number 3, same question.
Well, if I were to pick a title for a manga, I think the best title would be Full Metal Gracia. Because my daughter Gracia is so cute, and she would make a great alchemist, especially if she had little tiny metal arms, and she could do awesome alchemy like I can't. Why can't I do alchemy? Oh, it doesn't matter. Gracia, do you want to take a look at these pictures again? I mean, I have a picture of Gracia in a nice little red cape, and she's playing with her pet dog, and she thinks she's an alchemist, and she wants to be an alchemist when she grows up, and it's just so cute. Don't you think that's a great title? Don't you think my daughter Gracia is so great? Hey, you want to come to her birthday party?
Not really, but thank you for answering the question without food. So I will think about which bachelor I will take, okay? Thank you, bye-bye. So, if you know who bachelor number 1, bachelor number 2, or bachelor number 3 is, please write in the comment section on this page, and we'll let you, or if you're not on this page or on iTunes, you can do it at anime3000.com. Just comment and put on your favorite bachelor 1, 2, or 3 if you know who they are, and I'm pretty sure you do, so...
Whoever those people were, I don't know. I don't know who those could be.
I don't know. So, put your answers in the comment section, and we'll be sure to let you know later. That's it for today on Anime 3000's Manga Corner, and hope you listen to us again. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the A3K Network. Visit our website at anime3000.com to find even more content from the producers of this show. Be sure to share your thoughts about this episode by leaving some feedback in our comments section. Want to be featured on a future episode? Send your questions to contact@anime3000.com and address it to the podcast of your choice. You can even leave a voicemail at 954-780-6201. That's 954-780-6201. And as always, thank you for being you.